Is going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well. It is it's Tuesday, right? I think so. Yes, it is. Tuesday, 2:14 p.m., and I'm going to be hanging out with you guys for a quick 30-minute stream. Probably not too much longer than that. Gonna keep it tight this afternoon to a cool 30-minute hangout. No topic of conversation this afternoon. The past few streams, we've been, having a topic of conversation like what's your favorite Star Wars movie, what's your favorite Star Wars game, blah, blah, blah. Today is just anything goes, man. Whatever's on your mind, let's shoot the shit. Let's talk about whatever. My daughter just went down for a nap, finally. She didn't want to go down, but I rocked her a little bit longer than normal, and then she is resting. I'm watching her on the baby monitor underneath her blanket right next to Minnie Mouse and Elmo. So, anyway, Elijah Neal, thank you so much for the first super chat and channel support, man. Unfortunately, I can't stay for the stream. Y'all have fun talking about what's on your mind, and of course, may the force be with you all. Well, Elijah, thank you so much. If you're still here, dude, thank you so much for the channel support. I wish you could stay, but I greatly appreciate. Oh, one sec.
About Elephant's character in Mando, and as I was reading, I actually said out loud, "weren't exited out too much." It sounds cool, but why so much info going in? They're just tossing out info every day now.
Vince, thank you so much for the channel support, man. I greatly appreciate that. Give me one sec. Elijah, I greatly appreciate you support the channel, and even if you have to jet, dude, thank you so much. I plan on doing a couple hours stream tomorrow afternoon, maybe starting around like 2, around the same time, 2:30, maybe 3 even. But we'll see, so maybe you can tune in for that. So anyway, thank you so much once again. And Vince Wynn, probably piggybacking on a lot of other people's feelings here, right, Vince? Vince says, was reading an article about Timothy Oliphant's character in Mando, and as I was reading, I actually said out loud, "whoa," and exited out. Too much, it sounds cool, but why so much info going in? They're just tossing out info every day now. It's really strange. Obviously it's not from official sources, as far as I know. There's no official announcements. It's not like they've been putting out like press briefings or little blurbs from official sources here and there. Like Disney hasn't announced, Lucasfilm hasn't announced anything. The writers haven't announced anything. So it's really interesting that a lot of this stuff is just coming from random websites or websites that, some have great track records in reporting a lot of Star Wars news, and some don't. But yeah, it's a bummer, Vince, because, when we all watched the first season of The Mandalorian, it's one of those things where just the mystery just helped so much, right? We went in kind of blind. Everybody went in blind, and it's kind of incredible that the Baby Yoda thing wasn't widespread, like leaked and spoiled for everybody, right? I sat down not knowing anything about that. I was curious what the bounty would be for when we were watching those episodes, and then boom, what a nice surprise, right? Going into season 2, if all of this casting news, these casting rumors, whatever you want to call them, are true, it's really weird because we are going into the second season. Again, if this is all true, we are going into the second season knowing a hell of a lot more than we did with the first season. I mean, dude, like, we didn't know that Brian Posehn. I did not know that Brian Posehn was going to be in the. If that was something, like, that's something that I would have known if it was out in the open, right? Oh, Brian Posehn's going to be in the Mandalorian for like a couple minutes. Oh, that's awesome. Amy Sedaris is going to be in the Mandalorian for an entire episode, basically, and take care of the child for a little bit. Oh, that's awesome. I haven't seen her in anything in a very long time. But this, I don't know. It's just strange. There's a lot of, there were a lot of little people, like little cameos like that littered throughout the first season of The Mandalorian that, in this world of I guess fast-paced news and stuff constantly coming out. You would think that would have came out anyway too, but I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting, but I don't like it. I don't like the idea of knowing a lot of stuff in advance. You guys know that. I can't stand that when you go see a movie and you basically already know everything that's going to happen based on whether trailers or interviews or people just running their mouths online. It just kills things for me, and it's boring, you know. That's why, like, a lot of the times, man, it's pretty rare for me to make videos or even talk about some of the bigger news. I mean, I think I made a video about Boba Fett coming into this show supposedly, but I don't think I've made anything about. Oh yeah, I did make a Rosario Dawson, but yeah, for the most part, like if some little nugget of news comes out before a movie, chances are I won't really cover it in a video. I might have read it, I might have seen a clip, I might have seen something, but I really like the idea of just going in blind as possible, if that makes sense. But anyway, we'll see, Vince. It's weird. It does feel a little weird because it's not like. It's almost like a movie. It's almost like it's being revealed like a movie, right? You always know the cast of a movie pretty much before you see a movie. This is different because, you know the cast. If all of this is true, once again, you all know the cast, but you also know the characters that they're going to play, supposedly. So it's kind of like a double whammy, right? It's interesting. But anyway, I appreciate that, Vince. We shall see. We shall see. I don't really know. I honestly don't know too much about the character that he's supposedly playing. I guess he was in the Aftermath novel, from what I've understood. I briefly saw something about that on Twitter. So yeah, Anyway. And Nikolai, thank you so much for the channel support as well, man. Anybody heard about the Rotten Tomatoes Summer Movies poll? Make sure to cast your vote for the Star Wars movies. Rotten Tomatoes Summer Movies. Let me see. Let me go. Okay. Where'd it go? Rotten Tomatoes Summer Movies. Vote in the Ultimate Summer Movie Showdown. Round 4. Okay. This is awesome. All right. So how do you vote? Okay. You just click on it. Okay. So here's here's a link to that. Round 4. I mean, the Star Wars movies are kind of dominating here. But dude, like, so it's kind of funny. I appreciate you bringing this my attention, man. So Star Wars versus Raiders of the Lost Ark, you know, I'll go Star Wars, definitely. Return of the Jedi, Finding Nemo. Man, it would be neck and neck if my daughter was maybe a little older and was like super into that movie. I'd probably pick Finding Nemo, but Return of the Jedi. And this is where it's a little difficult for me, man. It's Empire Strikes Back versus Back to the Future. Now, Empire Strikes Back, golly, I love, you know what? If I'm looking at this from a summer movie perspective, like what, I burned the hell out of those VHS tapes. They were so worn out with Empire Strikes Back. Same with Back to the Future, though. So if I'm thinking like summer, I want to have a good time. I'm just looking to have some fun watching a movie. I'm going to click Back to the Future. And Revenge of the Sith and Dark Knight Rises. Oh, Dark Knight Rises. I'm going to go Revenge of the Sith. I've only seen Dark Knight Rises like once, I think. Yeah, anyway, follow that link. And I guess vote for what you want. But anyway, I appreciate that, Nikolai. And Joe Weeks, thank you so much. I don't know if I butchered her name, but I'll call you Joe. Weekies? I'm assuming it's Weeks. But Joe, thank you so much, man. Hey, man, love the channel. Hard to find a level-headed Star Wars YouTuber. Have you checked out Marvel Unlimited? So many good Star Wars comics. Peace. Well, thank you so much for the kind words, man. I really appreciate that. I'm just a guy who wears a helmet on the internet and talks about Star Wars and a lot of other things. And not trying to put on an outrage show. Just trying to have some fun, right? That's what it's all about. So Joe said Marvel Unlimited. Marvel Unlimited. Marvel Unlimited, formerly known as Marvel Digital Comics Unlimited, is an online service by Marvel that distributes past issues of their comics via the internet. The service launched in 2007 and now has more than 27,000 issues. Whoa. No, I've never heard of this. The obvious reason that I've never heard of this is because, I'm not much of a comic book reader. The only comic stuff that I used to read, Joe, when I was a kid, was like Superman comics, like old Superman comics. I have a lot of the old action Superman comics. Is that what they were called? I can't remember. But I have like a compendium, a book of them. But yeah, for whatever reason, I've never been that into comics. I don't know if it's like an attention span thing. Like I know some of my friends will open up a comic book and they'll analyze every single panel and they'll look at the artistry, and it's beautiful. I don't doubt it for a second, but I would rather read a book than a comic, you know? I don't know why. I find that when I flip through a comic or even a graphic novel, it just, I just burn through it, and I probably don't absorb it and appreciate it as much as most, I guess, comic book readers would. But no, I've never checked it out. I don't know anything about it. Is it? I'm assuming it's a subscription service. Oh yeah, sign up for your free trial. So that's an area where I understand having digital music, right? It all started with like Napster and all the MP3s back in the day. I remember illegally downloading music when I was a kid. And then like movies and games and Steam and everything just went digital. Books even. I bought a Kindle 2.5 years ago, or probably right around the time when my daughter was born, a little over 2 years ago. And I've basically gone all digital books now too. But comics is one that's a little weird to me. Like I can't see myself ever buying like a digital comic. I don't know why. It's something about the comic and having it, and this could change tomorrow. But there is something about having that physical comic book that to me is different than having a book, because there is like the print and the art and all that stuff. It's different. I almost feel like something's lost when you're flipping through it on like a tablet or something. That being said, I could change my tune tomorrow about that. I had the same sentiment when I was, before I bought my Kindle, and then I was like, you idiot, why didn't you have a Kindle 5 years ago? Why weren't you reading? You've been reading more now in the past 2 years than you have in the past 10 years. The Kindle makes it so damn convenient. Why didn't you get one before? Oh, because I was stubborn, and I needed to make sure that I had a lot of books on my shelf so people came over and thought I was super smart. But no, the Kindle houses everything that I need. And I have a feeling that's going to be the case with comic books in the future for me as well. So anyway, Joe, I appreciate the hell out of that, man. And yeah, maybe in the future I'll pay more attention to some comics and check it out. But thank you so much, Joe, and also thank you for the kind words. What's my somebody? Where did that go? How do I say your name? Jignasu Shah asks, "What's my favorite book? My all-time favorite book. All-time favorite book is called Pale Blue Dot by Carl Sagan. It's my all-time favorite book. In fact, Pale Blue Dot. Let me give you a little link to. Okay, where the okay, weird. There we go. Here is a link to the book, my all-time favorite book. Yeah, if you're looking for something to read and a little inspiration, something fun about space, check it out. It's my favorite book. What's up, Duke? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well as well. Vince, everyone see the Ghost of Tsushima gameplay. No, what is that? Is that the... Oh, I was going to say, is that the... was that what they showcased for the Unreal Engine 5? Using Chunk of Space. No, I've never heard of this. Ghost of Tsushima. Upcoming action adventure game developed by Sucker Punch Production, published by Sony Interactive. Is this a sequel to something, or is this an original, completely original thing? Play demo, trailer. Let's see. Trailer. Official trailer. There we go. Let it play out. Boom. There's some gameplay. Man, video games are so damn beautiful. Oh, it is original? Okay. Yeah, is this it's a PlayStation exclusive? All right. Yeah, I don't have a PlayStation. I'll probably, I really like, I prefer most things on the Xbox over the PlayStation. If I could get like an Xbox shape and style controller on the PlayStation, I would probably be like an avid PlayStation player rather than an Xbox player. But for whatever reason, man, I've always gravitated more towards Xbox systems. That being said, I've owned a PS3, I've owned an Xbox 360. I owned the 360 for maybe less than 6 months. I really don't remember. Sold it to my brother-in-law. And then I owned a PlayStation 3 for years. I sold it a couple Christmases ago. It just became like a Blu-ray player, basically. And then I've had my Xbox One S for about 2.5 years. I like it. I occasionally dabble, but yeah. Maybe next time I get a console, I'll get the new PlayStation. But yeah. Anyway. I feel that with the comics, I've never really been into them, but honestly recommend just getting that free trial and reading the Darth Vader story from 2017. Would love to hear your thoughts. Is that Dark Lord of the Sith, Joe? If that's Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith, I have read, I believe, the first, I could be completely wrong. There might not even be this many issues, but I feel like I've read the first, 15 issues or something like that. I have the books, the whatever. I don't know what they're called, the compilations. It has 5 or 10 issues in a book. I think they're actually, where are they? Might be in a drawer behind me. I'm not too sure. But yeah. THX1138 changes video. That's actually kind of a fun idea. Yeah, with those creatures and stuff like that. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. That would be kind of fun to mess around with. There we go. Nathan Pelka, did I miss the notification there? If I did, I apologize. Nathan Pelka, thank you so much for the channel support this afternoon, man. Nathan says, today is the 15th anniversary of Star Wars Episode 3. People on Twitter calling it a masterpiece. I don't know about that. Solo is the best one next to TLJ. Yeah, I don't know about a masterpiece. Dude, it's hilarious to me, man. Nathan, the thing that I've been saying for a long time now is that Star Wars is generational.
Halo is my go-to sci-fi series these days, right with Star Wars. The Halo novels are some of the best sci-fi to read.
Morgan Goss, thank you so much for the generous super chat and channel support this afternoon, man. I greatly appreciate that. Give me one sec. But yeah, so it's really funny to me, Nathan, and it makes complete sense that people are calling it a masterpiece, right? Because back in the day, in 2005, I saw it in the theater, midnight with my buddies. The prequels, all of my friends, all the comic book nerds, everybody that I listened to, that internet culture back then, it was just a tsunami of shit slung at those movies, those 3 films, Revenge of the Sith included. Sure, there were detractors, but the people who loved the movie or even liked it were certainly in a minority. No question about it. But that's just the people that were talking about it, that had a voice on the internet and all that kind of stuff. Nowadays, 15 years later, the kids who grew up with those movies and loved those movies wholeheartedly, now they're on the internet calling the movie a masterpiece. It's really funny to me. And they're probably shitting all over the new movies. And maybe, in 15 years, those movies are going to be called masterpieces by the generation that's watching them right now. So it's just, dude, it's just really funny to me. But yeah, so 15 years, it's hard to believe it. Honestly, it feels longer than that. It feels longer than 15 years. 15 years ago, I was 19. Yeah, I was 19 15 years ago. Which is kind of crazy. I actually turned 34. I actually turned 34 on Saturday. One sec. Yeah, actually turned 34 on Saturday. And it's for whatever reason that feels a lot longer to me 15 years ago. Because it was a before a lot of things in my life 15 years ago, like, and I look at the pictures of me and my friends that night seeing the Revenge of the Sith at the theater, dressed up, and we were just kids, man. We were just kids. It's weird. It's weird. Like the passage of time. It feels longer than that for whatever reason. I don't know why. And if you guys, I know some of you guys in the chat have seen my book, or read the book, in the first chapter, or maybe the second chapter. Where's that picture? I think it's in the first chapter. Yeah. I describe that night seeing Revenge of the Sith with a couple of my buddies. And there's actually a picture of me and my friend dressed up. I was Greedo and he was Han. I'll have to post that. I'll have to post that on Twitter. But yeah. Yeah, anyway. Do I actually have... Where's my book? Did I put... I don't know if I included that in the... I actually gave away all of my copies to friends and family. Oh, here we go. And, I'm left with the, all I have is the version that I made a lot of notes in and stuff like that. So maybe I'll post a picture of the picture in the book and share that. But yeah, anyway, hell yeah. I appreciate that, Nathan. All right. Morgan Goss and Cab Coldblood, good to see you guys. Morgan Goss, Halo is my go-to sci-fi series these days, right with Star Wars. The Halo novels are some of the best sci-fi to read. So Morgan, I have never played. Okay, so the only Halo game that I have ever played in my entire life was the very first Halo game. The very first Halo game on the original Xbox, Morgan. And I never played the single player. I never played the campaign. The only thing that I ever played was like a one-on-one deathmatch on the couch with my friend who had the game. And I maybe played it for 2 hours. And that's the only experience I have ever had with Halo. And I kind of attribute that to me never really being a console gamer. Around the same time, when did the first Halo game come out? Let's see. First Halo game release date. I know for a fact I was playing Counter-Strike at that time. So 2001, that makes sense. 2001, is that right? Seems like they're older than that. Maybe, I guess that must be right. But Yeah, so I never played them. I never played them. I was always a PC gamer, even before the year 2000. You know, I started playing like Duke Nukem and Diablo Online and Ultima Online, and then Asheron's Call and EverQuest and Dark Age of Camelot, and then I, found CS 1.6 and Day of Defeat, and it just kind of basically started rolling, and I just kind of got stuck in a groove of PC gaming for decades. Like literally, like 2 decades. My primary method of playing video games has been PC games. Whenever I buy a new console, it's always just like, it just turns into another Netflix box. You know what I mean? It's weird. But yeah, that's a franchise that I've never gotten into, Morgan. I honestly don't know anything about it. I know that maybe all of the games, at least a lot of the games, are available on the PC now, which is cool. So maybe one day I'll fire it up. Should I start with the first one? Does it even matter? Yeah, we'll see. But anyway, I appreciate that, Morgan. I honestly don't know if I've ever read a video game franchise novel. Yeah, I honestly don't think I ever have. The only thing that I've ever read and I don't even know if it's associated with the games, is a Betrayal at Krondor book. And Betrayal at Krondor was a kind of, it was like an RPG, a point-and-click adventure RPG. Betrayal at Krondor. When did this come out? Betrayal at Krondor. 1993. And the books, I guess the books are in that same vein. Yeah, this is the one that I remember reading. So the book came out in 99, the one that I read, that I remember reading at least. And that's the extent of me like diving into any book based on a video game franchise, But anyway, I appreciate that, Morgan. And Cab Coldblood, thank you so much as well. Check your DMs on Twitter before KOTOR 2 Boss Man. Yeah, I absolutely will. I know you pointed me in the direction of the mod, but I'll definitely check it out. I think that was what you pointed me. And you also told me to catch up on okay, I got it pulled up here. Literally everything you need to know before. Oh, Google Docs, sweet. Give it a quick read. This will be on the test. Nice. Just hoping you got this message and synopsis before playthrough. I can't do a tour. Feel free to more research because I left that a lot. Yeah, I'll definitely skim through that. I'll give it a read, and also I'll probably end up watching like most of the cinematics and stuff like that. So anyway, I appreciate that, man. And Morgan Goss, once again, thank you so much on 2 fronts. Morgan, you just became the latest member of the fleet. I greatly appreciate that. If everybody in the chat could do me a big favor and say welcome to the fleet, Morgan, I'd greatly appreciate that. But yeah, so you get a special role in the HelloGreedo Discord server, and I do supporter Q&As once a month. And the supporter Q&A just happens to be tomorrow night. So stay tuned for that. I'm probably going to end up doing it at like 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So, yeah, tomorrow night around 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, give or take 10 minutes or so. We'll see, but that is my plan. So welcome to the fleet, Morgan. Thank you so much for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. And yeah, welcome aboard, shipmate. Thank you so much once again. And Morgan also says, all the Halo games are on Steam right now. $10 a game, 44 them all. A great pickup. That's, yeah. Let me see. I'm surprised it's on Steam. I figured they would just put them out through the Microsoft Store, or whatever the hell that's called. That is, my birthday. Steam. We have been friends for like 15 plus years, Steam. You know my birthday. I don't need to sign in. You don't need to ask me if I'm old enough to look at a Halo page. Goodness. So the Master Chief Includes 6 games built for PC and collected in a single integrated experience. That's pretty awesome, man. That's relatively cheap, right? This can't be all the games, right? Halo the Master Chief Collection, Halo Reach, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, Halo 2 Anniversary, Halo 3, Halo ODST, Halo 4. All right. I'll add this to my wish list and maybe at some point. Actually, let me see what's on my wish list. I have 12 games on my wish. 13 now. Oh, yeah. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which is a point-and-click game that came out in, the early 90s. Black Mesa, which is I believe it's a remake of the original Half-Life, and I've just always wanted to, I just wanted to play it. Some of these I don't even remember adding to my wish list, but they probably looked cool to me, and I just clicked it. Empyrean, Galactic Survival, I don't know. Hellblade, I don't really remember clicking that, but I kind of do. Deliver Us the Moon, Surviving Mars, Observer. I think Vince told me to check out Observer. The Blackout Club, which just kind of looked fun to me. Disco Elysium, which another one that just looks kind of wacky and fun. Project Winter, Dawn of Man. Cat Quest 2. I added Cat Quest 2 to my wish list because I thought me and my wife could play that on Steam Link. And now the Halo Master Chief Collection. That's a lot of games. Anyway. But I appreciate that, Morgan. Yeah, maybe eventually I'll get around to picking it up. $40 is pretty cheap for all those games, though. But anyway. Not Halo 5, and they still haven't released all of them. Gotcha. But, yeah, that would actually be pretty fun to stream, to tell you the truth. But anyway. So I'm trying to think. Tomorrow, my daughter, my parents are actually babysitting my daughter. I am gonna be working on a couple videos tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Haven't had much time to work on stuff, and I mean, really, since the last episode of the Clone Wars came out, I really haven't had much time to work on videos or devote much time to the channel, other than streaming. But, so yeah, tomorrow I'm hoping to get a couple rendered and ready to go. Other than that, I'll probably start playing, I'll probably do a game stream tomorrow afternoon. I haven't really decided yet. But if I do, I kind of want to fire up KOTOR 2. And I actually have a little bit of a desire to play Star Wars The Old Republic, the MMO. But we'll see. So, no, I haven't had a chance yet, Josh. Tomorrow, I was going to say tomorrow morning is a run morning. I was going to say I would watch it tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. So maybe Thursday morning. I'll watch it. I've been waking up at 4:30 for the past 2 months. Every day I've been running 4 miles, 6 days a week. Running is the only exercise I've ever actually loved. I thoroughly enjoy running. And I've been kind of doing dumbbells as well, just scattered throughout the day. So that's kind of interfering with a lot of my morning stuff. But it's for a reason. So, anyway, guys, I appreciate that. But I'll definitely get to it eventually, Josh. For sure. And I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, guys, so tonight I will not be doing a stream. Tomorrow I'm going to be busting my ass and trying to get a lot of stuff done. We shall see. But, yeah. So, thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. Trying to think what else. Yeah, nothing else today. So, anyway, all right. Yeah, look forward to some videos this weekend. I have a couple really dumb, goofy videos that I've kind of scripted out. I don't know if I'll have time to make any of them tomorrow. They're usually so much more involved than just kind of doing the regular YouTube thing where you just talk into a microphone and sit there. But hopefully I'll be able to at least start to work on one of them. We'll see. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. To everybody who supported the channel this afternoon, thanks for supporting the channel. Welcome to the Fleet, Morgan. Thank you so much. And to everybody who just hung out in the chat and shot the shit, thanks for hanging out and shooting the shit. So I will catch you all on the flip side. Have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever the hell you are on this big planet. And I'll see you when I see you. Cool? All right. See ya.